Hello, my name is Terrence, and I attend Beechwood Middle School, and I'm in Mr. Holman's Social Studies class. And currently, we've been working on how the Middle Ages, and we've been going through the lifestyle, where they live, how they lived. And right now, I'm going to show you what a basic manor would look like. So, let me go to the middle. This is actually a game that I was playing, and then I realized this looks almost exactly like the Middle Ages webquest that we were working on. So first we'll start off with the rose glass window. It's like a stained glass window, and it would usually be on a church which the peasants and everyone would come to worship. This would usually be what a church would look like. The priest would usually be up here, and everybody else would be usually sitting over here, listening. But most peasants didn't find time to go to church because of all the work that they were given. So next we're going to go to the parish. The parish was usually always in the middle of the town. There were always one way up and one way down. And this would keep a lookout of the whole manor system to see how everything was working. This was one of the buildings that the guards and lords used. The guards would use this for looking out of the city walls to see if any invaders were coming. And the lord would use it to sometimes come and check up on the peasants. Next, we're going to look at peasant's house. This is what a peasant's backyard would look like. Basic tree, and then their back door. And this is basically how much living room they had for one single person living in the manor. Second, this is the part where the peasants used for work. That was usually where they had the stables. This building, they usually kept all the farm animals and everything. This was usually kept as the dining hall, and this is where the peasants would eat after a long day's work. Next, this is the Lord's, how do I say this? This is like the Lord's palace. He would live here, he would dwell here. He would keep watch on the peasants to see if they were doing their job. If there were any invaders coming through the gate, the peasants would come back here and the guards would defend them. Also, the peasants were granted protection in order that they work. This is a manor wall that they would usually build around for good defenses. This is a mini flying buttress. A flying buttress would support the wall so it wouldn't fall. And these are windows that sometimes the soldiers and knights would come and look through here to keep lookouts. This is a siege tower. A siege tower they would usually build on most all castles, and it was used for the guards to attack invaders that were coming in to take over the city. There were a lot of siege towers, usually located within the perimeter of the buildings. And now I'm going to show you the iron gate that they used for protection. So, iron gate was good for protection because a wooden gate they could easily break down, and an iron gate was strong and stiff and could hold them for long times. This is an iron gate that they would close and open only when the peasants or someone from outside came from working. This would usually be a peasant field where they would come and work. There were also many flying buttresses inside. And so this is what a basic manor would look like. It would be all... It would be pretty well built because the peasants did most of the work. And this is a garden by a peasant. This is a peasant's house, and then they use this as a garden to plant vegetables so they can eat. And that's literally a well-built manor.